everybody, and welcome to my brand new channel called Keeper of the Home here in Iowa. My name is Corey Ann, and I am married to a wonderful, godly man named Jordan. We have a beautiful 7-month-old whom we adore. For quite a while now, I have been wanting to start a vlog, and just being nervous to put myself out there has been keeping me from doing so. So here I am. My baby is napping and I am making my first entry. Personally, I don't think that I'm going to have much advice for anybody listening, but I know that oftentimes I'm going to be asking for advice. So if you are willing and if I am asking, please leave a comment below and I would love to interact with you over this channel. Please don't mind my little dog who continues to cry at me whenever I'm doing something important, such as nursing the baby, or trying to read, or trying to videotape this vlog. Come here. So this is Millie, and she needs a haircut. And this is Koopa. That's Millie's mom. So these little peanuts keep me really busy, along with my little 7-month-old Clara. When one isn't crying for attention, the other one is. So it's fun. So the first thing that I would like to blog about today is, so it is, let's see, it's Monday, June 25th, and my husband and I are trying to conceive. And I've seen so many videos on other women who are trying to conceive and how they track their cycles and then have that 2-week wait period where they're waiting to get a positive pregnancy test. And shut up. So, gosh, it's just really hard to like get personal on here. But I really want to try because I appreciate so much other women's videos where they are really sharing with me okay, so in the past couple weeks I have been super appreciative of other women who have posted videos on YouTube about pregnancy symptoms and they're trying to conceive struggles or success stories. And like I said, I have a 7-month-old, and my husband and I are very desirous of building our family even larger than one child, and we know that it is ultimately in the hands of God if He blesses us with another one, but we know that all we can do is try. So I have not gotten my period yet since I've had Clara. And I breastfed her up until 5.5 months and then started supplementing with formula, but still feeding her about 3 to 4 times within the 24-hour period. But now I am mostly supplementing fully with formula, and she absolutely loves her formula. Let me go get it and show you what I've been feeding her. Okay, so here is the formula that I have been feeding Clara. I feel good about feeding her formula because I found one that is organic and non-GMO, and really I'm not like a health nut or anything, but I have tried to start cutting out just things that are not organic or foods with a lot of preservatives in them. I went to our natural grocer and I found this, and it's $13.99 for one of these containers, which I don't know if that's expensive or not, but yeah, I wasn't sure what formula to feed her, and when I saw this one, I just thought this is probably like the best option, I guess. And the first time I fed it to her, she didn't even bat an eye. She just like sucked the bottle down so fast. So I knew that she liked it, and that made me feel good and just comfortable with it. And now we are down to solely formula feeding. It just took like, well, first I just like would supplement a couple bottles a day with formula, and then I would still feed her at night like twice, and then once during the day, and then I cut down to once during the day and once at night, and now then I cut down to once at night only, and now in the past like 4 days I have just fed her like once at night, and now it's been like probably 48 hours since I've breastfed her, and so we're just like on the way to being completely weaned from the breast. But I also knew that breastfeeding was best for my baby, and I did want to give her the best of the best for a year, but really my goal was 6 months, and I did breastfeed her for 6 months, just supplementing a bottle or two a day in that last half of a month up until 6 months. And so I do feel good about what I've done with breastfeeding. And also I started her on solids, and I know that if you start feeding your baby solids, that they need to be for sure getting enough milk if you're going to be feeding them solids too. And I wasn't sure if I was getting enough milk supply for her, even though she wasn't really acting fussy or anything. Like, it didn't seem like she was super hungry at all, but yeah, I just wasn't sure if she was getting enough, so I wanted to supplement, just make sure she's being fed enough. But anyways, all of that to say, another reason why I wanted to start with formula is because I really want to get my cycles back and get my body ready for fertility again, because we are trying to have another baby. And yeah, so it's been, now she's 7 months tomorrow, and I still haven't gotten my period, and I realized that you have to ovulate before you get your period, and so we are hoping to catch the first egg. Since Tuesday, so that was 6 days ago, I had diarrhea that day, and I asked my husband if he also did. I wasn't sure if it was something that we ate, but he hadn't. And the next day let me get my notes. So the next day I had like pretty bad stomach cramping, like kind of in my whole stomach too, but like mostly low. But like just kind of like my whole stomach. It was only over my lunch hour, because my hubby was home and I was feeling it and just like kind of like moving slowly, but like I didn't say anything. And then 2 days after that I had some CM, which I like don't even really normally have. I don't know, like especially when I was pregnant, like I didn't have any, which is weird because you hear the opposite. But so I like had some discharge that I like noticed, and so I thought, you know, maybe this is either my period coming, maybe I'm ovulating, or maybe we fertilized an egg. So it's kind of funny because it could literally be like any of the options, which are all very different, but they're all kind of the same symptoms. However, when I'm watching these videos, I'm noticing that like everybody tracking their fertility and trying to conceive, mostly like they know when they're ovulating, and I don't. And I probably would have had a better idea before I got pregnant when we were trying the first time, because I actually was having a period. It wasn't regular by any means. It would be like 30 days, like 40 days, 28 days, 45 days, like always all over the board. But I at least could like estimate kind of, I don't know. I would always think like I had my period about 2 weeks ago, so I'm maybe ovulating. But when you don't know if you're ovulating, just have sex like every day, and you'll have sex on the day that you're ovulating. Like the first time I got pregnant, it wasn't like, oh, like I missed my period, so maybe I'm pregnant, because I never knew when my period was going to come. So my first symptom the first time that I got pregnant was that my boobs were sore. And at first, like, they were sore, and I thought, oh, I must be getting my period, because that's something that I would get when I would get my period. The babies are sleeping. Can you go lay down? My boobs were sore, and then like 2 days later they were still sore, and I still hadn't got my period, which is abnormal. So I took another test. Well, I didn't tell you, I took one test on the 18th of March, and it was negative, and then my boobs were sore, boobs were sore, boobs were sore. So I took another test on the 20th, and it was positive. So that was like my first pregnancy symptom in that 2 week wait, was the sore boobs. this time around, I have no idea if I have ovulated or not, but I do know that since I have put Clara on formula, like I've noticed like kind of just my lower region just maybe changing a little bit. Like sometimes I feel like twinges, like I wouldn't say they're cramps because they don't hurt or anything, like, and they're not even really uncomfortable. It's just like I always say like it's just like awareness. I'm just aware of it down there, and like, you know, other times you'll go through the day and you'll never think about like your ovaries. Like, why would you be thinking about your ovaries or anything down there? But if they make me aware, then I'm like, oh, maybe I'm feeling a little bit like, you know, crampy or whatever. Maybe just heavy or like maybe some pressure or bloating. It's so hard for me to figure out which term is like the best term to describe that type of feeling. But obviously, if you're a woman, you know what I mean. So I've been feeling like more of that in the past couple weeks, and I just like keep thinking like maybe I'm getting my period, but anyways, I haven't yet. So I've just been, since that one day that I had diarrhea, I've been like kind of like tracking just my symptoms, I guess. And I did take a test on that day, which was June 19th, and it was negative. And I have not taken a test since, which has been so hard. Like ever since I moved over to formula, I knew that it was a potential that I could be ovulating again. And so I've been just like obsessed with taking pregnancy tests, and they're not cheap, which I don't understand. Like a lot of the women that are on these videos that I've watched, they say like, oh, I take a test like all the time because I just want to see like, oh, I'm 5 DPO, I'm 6 DPO, I'm 7, and you're like taking a test every single day. But it's like, I am sorry, but it's like $13 for 2, and that's like the cheapest brand that you can buy. So I'm waiting until I have like more real symptoms to take another test, and I'm like trying to like hold to that. So I did take one that day because I just had one. I bought a pack of 2, and I still had the second one, so I took it, and it was negative. Yeah, and like today I am like feeling like pretty sluggish, like kind of tired, but definitely not like exhausted. I haven't had any discharge since that one day. That was on the 22nd, and like I said, it's the 25th today. Also, I've had like a sore back. Like my lower back has been sore. On the 23rd, I went to a concert, and I was wearing like these like little tiny like heels. Like it was just like a heel like that big, but it was like a boot. And so it's like not like the best shoes to be like standing on your feet for like 5 hours. So like my back was like so sore. And then like today it's been sore, and even yesterday it was really sore. So, but that to me is just like, oh, well, I was just like standing a lot today or something. But even though I stand all the time, I never sit down except for right now. So yeah, I'm just like looking at my journal, sorry. And also it's hard to be like, to think, oh, are my boobs sore? Like, because I just got done breastfeeding, so they're still like kind of like getting over that. So also I heard that the reason why your boobs get sore, that's like your milk coming in, like when you get pregnant, which my milk was just in. Like, I don't know if I'm going to feel the sore boobs or not the second time around, which I am wondering about. So if anybody else is watching this and they are only like 6 or 7 weeks postpartum and they got pregnant, did your boobs get tender? I just don't, I don't know what to expect with that. And then also with my first, I never threw up. And I only got like a little bit nauseous. And that was like after I found out I was pregnant, and I just like, maybe it was in my head that like, oh, like I think I'm nauseous, but I was fine. I had a very easy pregnancy, no morning sickness. What else? I don't know. It was just like a breeze, which obviously is probably why I want to do it again. Also, my labor and delivery was wonderful, and that is for another time. I'm super excited to share my birth story with you guys. Yeah, so that's all for today. I just wanted to speak about some symptoms that I was having, and that we are trying to conceive, being only 7 months postpartum. And if you have anything to say about that, if you have conceived at that that short of time after having a baby, let me know. I would love to hear from you. But mostly like if you were breastfeeding, because that's something that I know like deters you from getting your cycles back and from getting pregnant. And now that I'm not breastfeeding anymore, I'm just waiting to get that positive pregnancy test, what people call in this community BFP, big fat positive. So yeah, we're excited to grow our family. Again, we know that it's only a blessing from the Lord to get pregnant. It's nothing that we can do in and of ourselves. All we can do is do what He has given us as a tool to receive that miracle of life. So yeah, we'll just keep TTC, baby.